Hey there, Exiles. Back again with another video. This one is my third character for the league, a tornado shot Deadeye with a few twists. So I'm going full rage with the gloves, and also Headless with the Asenath Keystone. So this means I get lucky crit, and my damage with crits is lucky. So I'm using volatility, which increases the range of my attack damage, but since I roll twice, it tends to be more. Then I have a triple T1 bow here. Not the best base, but we're working with what we have. So I kind of got this idea from Rue's build. He's doing something a little bit different with Doom Fletcher. I just went with the traditional elemental stacking route along with Rage. But let's just run a quick map, and I'll talk a little bit more about the build. So this character was really just meant to be a high-speed map/sanctum blaster, rather. Right now I'm having a lot of fun blasting maps. I'm just building up a pool, getting the character polished, and then I plan on running some sanctums for a while on this guy. But as you can see, it just sort of plays like your typical TS build. I have enough rage to basically keep Berserk up for a really long time, and then it recharges in its cooldown period. So we see right here, Rage ran out, it's recharging. I'll just pop Ball Haste, Rage is full, and then boom, there we are, back to Berserking again. So this makes just a really fun, fast build. It's not the safest. As you can see, I'm a Deadeye with less than 4k health and technically not cap suppression, but we make do. But I'm also not running any ballista links or anything like that, just because I want to press as few buttons as possible. So I have both Tornado and Hydrosphere in my 6-link Mana Forge with Cast on Crit. This is mainly to just help with chains, but Hydrosphere applies Drenched for half my damage, or I guess 2/3 for Cold and Lightning. And then Tornado is just a big damage multiplier when it's there for both chaining and then the reflected damage. I might try swapping in Ensnaring Arrow instead of Hydrosphere or something like that. But for now, it looks cool, so I'm just going to keep using it. But I'm really liking this character. TS just always feels great to play. You're obviously limited because you don't have a helmet. So getting all your stats balanced is a little bit more difficult. But because of the lucky crits, I don't really have to invest that heavily into crit. I have a crit corruption on my gloves, and then I'm using the interrogation, and that is basically enough to get me to like 95 effective crit, which is good enough for my purposes. I was there because like in Sanctum, suppression and all that doesn't really matter. So I haven't really built any of my gear with suppression on it. I'll show you my rares afterwards. And since life regen is a suffix, it's pretty hard to get to cap res and get life regen on all my rares while also having suppression. So right now I'm at about 75% effective suppress. That's with the lucky. And it's good enough for me to not die every single map. And then when I do Sanctum, I'm just going to unspec those nodes anyway. But Berserk gives a really strong defensive layer, just like the straight up less damage taken. And then I'm running just the typical evasion and Dread Banner. And then I do also have Blind. So enemies are having their accuracy reduced by 35 or 40% on top of my okay evasion rating. Makes it, my evasion isn't, it's maybe like 80%, but that's good enough because I tend to off-screen most things with all of this projectile speed and chain. So there's definitely room to improve if I wanted to make it more tanky. I mean, the answer would probably just be take off the keystone and put on the helmet, but overall, it's just kind of fun to not play the stereotypical build. So let's just take a quick look at my gear. Calm Spirit with attack crit, pretty straightforward. Kikazaru, this gives me something like, what's 9 times 3, 27, maybe almost 300 life regen. So that's massive. Then I was able to craft most of my gear. I bought this, and I bought this, and I bought this too, actually. So I just crafted my chest and my boots. But I tried to get at least tier 1 life regen on all of my gear. So if we check P0E, we can see that I have right here just about 10 rage per second. So that's pretty great. Now, my EHP is terrible, and I actually don't have any idea how to properly calculate tornado shot DPS, but as you can see, it works pretty well. Yeah, so for my tree, I kind of got some Gucci stuff in here. I found an apothecary the other day, so I was just like, fuck it, we're going to pour some money into this character. So I bought a massive thread for like 28 divs, but it freed up a lot of points. And let's see, let me get this. I was originally using this blind cluster. In my opinion, this is one of the most slept on clusters on the tree. It's incredibly powerful. This plus the mastery gives you something like 150% increased crit against blind enemies, and it gives you increased blind effect. So I don't know, it's just a really strong, but for 5 points, it wasn't really justifiable at this point. But I can still get blind from this node. Yeah, this node. And that's generally enough to keep everything, just because TS hits so often. Let's see. So for my Brutal Restraint, it needs to be Asenath for Dance with Death. But I managed to get some pretty good nodes here. I got Onslaught on Kill. This is just Dex Pen, Blind, Dex, Alchemist Genius. Pretty good. Let's see. Ailments, LE damage, evasion rating, stun, movement speed, etc. So, decent Timeless Jewel. Clusters, Arcing Shot, and Martial Prowess are the big ones. I think ideally you would want Cataclysm, Martial Prowess, and Arcing Shot, but it's a pain in the ass and those are expensive. Mediums, I'm doing 1 pressure points and quick getaway, and then I have Streamlined and Repeater. I think I would rather have a second pressure points on this one, but it's fine for now. Secrets of Suffering, just a rare jewel. I did go the Warrior's Tale, so right now I'm getting the 2 projectiles, and then I'm capping my lightning resist with these. Let's see, so areas that I need to improve on, I'm trying to craft a better quiver with additional arrow, so I've just been blasting it with either crit multi-essences, proj speed essences, or flat damage. And so far I've used like 1 billion essences, and I only hit 1 really shitty quiver, so I don't know, I'll probably just keep rolling in this space. But yeah, overall, this is a really fun build. It's not cheap, but the most expensive items are really the massive thread, and then I bought this bow for 14 divs for triple T1, and I could keep trying to clean the suffixes, but this is good enough for now. Yeah, I think the main thing is that having permanent rage is just so comfortable for mapping. You're just always so fast. You're decently tanky, and it looks cool. So that's always a big plus. I think this character really kind of helped round out my roster this league, because I started with the super tanky but good DPS Lightning Strike champion. Then I was playing the basically immortal Explode RF Inquisitor, which is just super safe, super comfy, has very satisfying explosions, but is tragically very slow. And then now I have this character, which is maximum speed, maximum damage, but only slightly tanky. So I think I have a pretty balanced roster. Like a boss killer, super juice, map killer, and then high speed blaster. So for the last day or so, I've just been speed mapping Crimson Temples and city squares with essence, just trying to get some levels, grind it out a little bit. I will probably do some sanctums later today. I'll be streaming on Twitch after this video goes live. Keep an eye out. This is a fun build, and I'll post an update in a few days. Thanks for watching, and I'll see everyone next time. Oh yeah, if you found this interesting at all, like, comment. That means a lot, especially as a small content creator like me. So appreciate it. See everyone next time.